So I just absolutely love to brainstorm and to dream about and think about the limits of human capability and potential. It's not necessarily very realistic in any way, although I do believe that I have definitely seen some things that seem to defy physics and science of people doing things, being young enough to not know how to enact a magic trick as well as they enacted what looked to be superpowers, which makes me think it's more likely what I saw was potentially real. But aside from that, mostly I haven't had very much experience with that. Although one thought that I really love to explore, there's so many different ones, but one that is really popular is Fountain of Youth, immortality, or living for just an extremely long time. And it does seem to be somewhat trending, and I like that because the focus is on longevity, peace, health. How can we feel good for as long as possible? And if we get that more and more into the collective consciousness, it's I feel like we're really far from that, a lot of us. I mean, I feel like I am, but I don't know about other people. But yeah, like imagine that we could get living the most harmonious, peaceful, like also allowing people to express themselves in various ways as authentically as possible. Like, we're going down that road, and I don't think it's really that possible, honestly, because as impossible already as immortality or living super long would seem, to get everybody on board with it seems almost more impossible. And so it seems inherent with this whole idea that anything that is not mainstream or normalized would have a lot of flack, would have a lot of evil eye or negative energy directed towards that, whether you believe in evil eye or not. Just a lot of attention. And so anyone who could find the Fountain of Youth or live forever, if I found that, I would feel like it's almost inevitable to gatekeep it, but it's also sort of my personality to want to just sort of live a peaceful life and fade into obscurity with being kind of more and more introverted, and connecting more and more to like either nature or music or those kind of things. And I feel like if I lived a super long time, it's almost like I would naturally be connecting less and less with social hierarchies and society and mainstream everything. And so whether it would need to be kept a secret or not, there would be this tendency, for me at least, to gatekeep, not intentionally keeping information away from everybody, but realizing that I don't know how other people would jive with that information. And there's a level of just like wanting peace, like we all want survival, peace. I think that's what everybody wants. I just imagine if I was getting older and older forever, I would have a level of wanting to just like kind of just fade into the backgrounds. Like, not that I don't like people, because I really do like people, but I really like, there's endless learning of things, and the social structures and the stress of the social life sort of gets in the way of that learning. And so yeah, I would have a tendency to not like necessarily intentionally gatekeep, but if you like listen to a lot of conspiracies, which I don't necessarily like, I listen to a lot, but I don't know, it's more for this brainstorming aspect of it, and not necessarily that I believe wholeheartedly into it. But yeah, any conspiracy theorists would probably be like, oh, they're intentionally keeping us from living healthily and peacefully. And I don't know that I believe that. I just think that the nature of many of the environments that we live in, whether people were intentionally trying to make those environments harder for us or not, I just think the actual environment itself can be like kind of hostile. And I don't even, I like to give my world's view and people in it the benefit of the doubt and not think that everyone's trying to like the elite or trying to harm others. I just don't like believing that way. I just don't like that whole idea. And so I mean, what I really think it comes down to is everybody is wanting to live their best life possible, and for a lot of people that does include harming others to get to their best life possible. It's kind of how things work in some arenas. And so because of that, yeah, no, I wouldn't necessarily want to be just like open to everyone. So like I imagine, maybe there are some either underground societies that are immortal or living centuries, like very, very long lives. They're not being like exposed to all of the dangers that we necessarily see in our lives, and the sicknesses and all of that. So yeah, like hypothetically, if there were people, either they go off on their own as a group in civilization, or maybe there's like individuals so deep into that learning that they know how to live very, very long. I think that could be a potential, and it's not going to be mainstream information, because I don't know about you, but mainstream to me means everyone being like pretty sick. So it's not going to be what's popular, and I don't really like what's popular anyways a lot of the time.